Next is Tracy Chong. I'm going to promote Tracy to a panelist. Once Tracy joins, she can choose to turn on her video if she wishes and unmute herself and begin addressing the council. Or excuse me, I'm used to council meetings. Begin addressing the listening session here.
Hi. Yeah, I'll just use audio tonight. Can
Good
you hear
evening,
me?
Ms. Chong. Yes, good evening, Ms. Chong. Go right ahead.
Good evening. I'm Tracy Chong, resident of Urbana. So what I want to say is that the public has been telling you what we want for months. So I don't understand why this needs to be a drawn out PR process. So I'm going to keep tonight's comments relatively short. I just want to say that do what you have to do to the use of force policy so that the next time Officer Cervantes does something stupid, like leaving the cover of his vehicle and running towards an unarmed woman, grabbing her and
Ms.
throwing her
Chong,
to the ground,
if you
the
could
use of...
refrain your comments from a particular person, if you could talk about the incident and not so much the people, that would be best served here so that we don't have to mute microphones. Thank you. Go right ahead.
Okay, so the next time an officer runs towards an unarmed woman, grabs her and throws her to the ground, the use of force policy finds that wrong. I want you to do what you have to do so that the next time an officer straddles an unarmed woman, punches her in the head, and knees her in the ribs while she is pinned down by 4 big and heavy men, the use of policy finds that wrong. I want you to do what you have to do so that the next time an officer runs around and engages in a tussle with an unarmed resident with the safety mechanism of his rifle set to fire, putting his life, his colleague's life, the public's life, the suspect's life in danger, the use of force policy finds that wrong. Even up to today, none of these people have been found accountable. I want you to do what you have to do so that the next time the police approach an unarmed juvenile whose description does not even fit what was reported, for example, during the earlier Lewis incident, and forces that juvenile to the ground, handcuffs him and intimidates him, the use of policy finds that wrong. I want you to do what you have to do so that when UPD officers act the way they did or in any questionable way, the use of force policy recommends that these officers be immediately put on administrative leave until a proper investigation is done. I want you to do what you have to do so that the next time Chief Seraphin and Lieutenant Norton don't have to hold a session to tear down the reputation of an innocent woman just to justify
Ms.
actions
Chong, that'll be the
based
final
on the
warning for
current
direct game usage.
use
Jason,
of
if you can mute her mic and go ahead and have her finish her comments on email, please. Thank you. We want to thank Ms. Chong for participating tonight. I'd like to thank her for initially making adjustments on her commentary. Please, panelists, let's be mindful that this conversation, while burdened and laden with emotion, is for you all to share with us thoughts, feelings, suggestions on the use of force policy. We have asked our panelists to be here to participate, not to be target practice or dartboards, but to be in a mode where they can hear and receive information. I want to once again thank Mayor Marlin and Chief Seraphin, Norton, Cassidy, all who are here tonight, Searle, Sanders, everyone who are here, who are working feverishly to take notes along with the scribe. So we will continue on this evening, and we want to thank everyone for waiting patiently who has their hand up. Jason, if you want to bring the next panelist on, please.